Hiya Matt, good session yesterday, hope you found it helpful. Just going to run through things in regards to chipping now. As we can see today on the right hand side, your setup for me just a little bit too kind of sort of neutral and middle. Golf club now kind of very centred to the body, not much weight really sort of favouring that left side. And as we said, from a decent lie, being a good golfer that you are, you'll be able to get this ball up in the air and chip the ball fairly nicely. Problem is on a golf course, we often have uneven lies, ball sat down in a bit of thick grass or whatever it may be. And if the club is coming in a little bit too shallow into the golf ball, because of this setup, what we're going to find now, the club is going to be bottoming out a little bit. As we look at this technique now, as you can see, almost like you try to go a little bit sort of left with your head dropping down there in the backswing. And as we come back to the golf ball here now, you can see the low point of this swing now is pretty much about here. That club's just about sort of making contact with the grass. Now, when it was a good lie, as we often do in practice, we can see we can chip this ball up in the air, not a problem at all. The problem is, on a golf course, as we said, very, very few times we have a perfect lie. So therefore we need to rely on a better technique to get that ball sort of playing out as we want. Also the trajectory, very, very high with that technique. If you're using a pitching wedge there, you wouldn't need that amount of sort of launch angle for a pitching wedge. As we see, post swing there, a little bit of a cupping or scooping. And this was kind of a basic pitch shot where no loft was really required to play this shot. So you can see this left hand one now, a little bit more kind of in line from that lead shoulder, left arm, forearm, hands and club, all a bit more in line with the shaft. As we start coming back through now, what we're really trying to feel is everything staying left of that golf ball. So at the moment of impact, the hands have got back to that green line before kind of impact has been happening. At least here now we can see the club head is behind the hands. And the low point now is basically at the golf ball and the club tracking through a lot lower post impact. So we're hitting the golf ball here now with a slightly more descending blow and the ball coming out on a slightly flatter trajectory. As you can see after the swing here now, both these kind of like post finish positions, very, very different in terms of what we're seeing there in terms of wrist position, arms and hands. The left hand one now, so the right hand one, you can see that left arm sort of sucked into the body and the right hand sort of scooped underneath. And like I say, there may be a situation on a golf course where you need to get that extra loft. A lob shot over a bunker where you're putting a lot of loft in your hands. But as we said, it requires a good lie to play that shot. If we're just playing a basic pitch and run, why make the shot harder? And very often if we're trying to play a basic pitch and run from the green edge, especially going into summer now with the grass is going to get a bit burnt out. Some of the lies will get a little bit bare and a bit tight. If we're bottoming the club out a little bit early, there's going to be potential now for that sort of hitting the ground a bit first or thinning it across the green. So just focus on keeping everything to the left of the golf ball set up. You can see hands there, weight now pushing down towards that left foot, and the hands have got to win that race back to the golf ball. You can see here now, before that golf club has struck the ball, the hands now are on top of the ball. As you make contact, the hands are now left of the ball and swinging through now. They're a little bit more sort of a lower post trajectory, that ball being sort of driven a bit further forward, landing and then rolling out towards the target. So hope that makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, buddy, and I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers.